As of last week, I just got the green light to start my second year of uni in September, so I thought it'd be a great time to do a quick roundup of my first year of university. So, what course am I doing at university? Well, the course I'm doing is media production, and media production is a course that develops your skills in a range of different types of broadcast media, including TV, radio and film. I chose the course because I was really interested in getting into media, but I didn't really have an idea of which path I wanted to take. So I decided that this course I'd be able to kind of dip my fingers in as many pies as possible, so I could try a little bit of everything and see which one basically sticks. Right, so the goal of the first year of university is to get everyone on the same page, including prior knowledge and using film equipment and everything like that. So the media students and the film and TV students were all mixed together for the first year of university. This year we had 6 modules split into 2 semesters. So we had the September to December semester, and we had the January to May, June time semester. And in every semester we would get a specific mark, and if you passed a specific mark threshold, you passed. Except for the bootcamp module, but I'll explain that a bit later. So the first year modules that I did were Introduction to Media Theory, Storytelling from Page to Screen, Bootcamp Technical Production, Studio Production, Branding and Identity, and Bootcamp Technical Post-Production. Introduction to Media Theory basically introduces the fundamentals of what media theory is, highlighting how moving image media has developed over the years. By showing me different types of theoretical frameworks, it really helped me develop a really critical eye when it comes to watching movies or films or TV shows and looking at them from a different viewpoint. We were assessed with a 3,000 word essay, but I'll get into more detail about that in another video because I'm really proud of it and I want to talk about it more. Storytelling from Page to Screen was basically a script writing module, and this module covered all different types of media. We learned the most important parts of writing a script in this module, from the formatting, interviews, getting different types of media like documentaries and stuff, and different genres, etc. For this module, we were assessed with either a 1,500 words or 6-page script, and this basically gave us as much creative freedom as we were promised. And if we wanted help from our tutors, there was personal tutoring sessions where we could basically show the script to them and they could give us their advice. This was for stuff like plot holes, any formatting problems, or any continuity errors that would be a problem in it. The last module of the year was a bootcamp module, and this bootcamp module basically taught us how to use all of the equipment. I found it really useful because I came in with no prior knowledge of filming or anything like that. All of my experience, which I'll talk about in a later video, I come from a performing arts background, so I only come from acting. So when it came to doing media, I had no clue what I was doing. I would come into each lesson thinking, I have no clue what we're about to do, but I'm gonna hope we're gonna get there in the end. And I did. I made some things that I was really proud of. The bootcamp modules were assessed with projects that would be done at the end of the semester. So these were pass or fail. You would hand them in and they would decide whether you knew as much as you needed to get to your second year. So for the first module, me and my friends made a music video. Now, when I was making it, I thought I was being really smart and thinking I could game the system, because if we made a music video, I didn't have to do any audio editing. But now in retrospect, when I look at it, it was harder because we didn't do any audio editing, which kind of took some of the control out of us, because we could only go so far in a ways of storytelling and stuff like what audio we could add on top of the music so that the audio didn't compromise the music. But I still had so much fun recording a music video, with it being the first ever filming project that I've done, and we came out with so many funny stories at the end of it. It was absolutely hilarious, the whole experience. We started our second year with a module called Studio Production, where we were split into teams of 13 to learn all about different production roles when it comes to TV studios. We experienced what it would be like to hold production meetings, rehearsals, going on a live show where anything can go wrong. It was really fun to try out different roles and see which ones we preferred more. So in the first go round I was a producer, and in the second one I was a presenter. Two completely different worlds of completely different amounts of control on the project, and it was really challenging, but I still really enjoyed it. So for this module we were assessed we had to create a magazine TV show. Think stuff like The One Show or This Morning. And basically in this magazine TV show, it had to be exactly 15 minutes long, and it had to have different segments. Along with the assessment of doing the TV show, we also had to do a peer evaluation and a self-evaluation. So these evaluations were basically saying what went wrong with the TV show and what did we think we could do better at ourselves, and if we did another episode of the segment. And when it comes to peer reviews, we basically rated each other out of 10 and said this is what people did well in their role and where things kind of might have went wrong. Like the storytelling module, we also got a lot of creative liberty on this. So stuff like what we had in it, we were allowed to do whatever we wanted with some help from the teachers. So when it came to the final TV segment, we had to pitch our ideas to a panel of producers, kind of, where it would be our teachers, it would be the two of our teachers and our course leader. So it really gave some perspective of what would it be like in a kind of a professional boardroom, but in a kind of calmed down version where we were still talking to other students. We were also supported by technicians on how to help us use the equipment. So if you were given the role of set design, lighting, audio, camera operator, VTs or vision mixing, they would help you use the desks, the computers, the cameras, the sound booth, everything like that. They would help you use it. Branding and identity is all about your online identity through personal branding. Basically asking the question of if an employer Googled your name and found your social media account, what would they get out of it, and what would they think about you, and what do you want them to think about you, and seeing if them two kind of match. To assess this module, we had to make two professional social media accounts. One, it had to be LinkedIn. We also had to make a website that included a blog, and this was like everything was professional. So it had to talk about what you wanted to do in the future. So I think I made my website a bit about being a content creator and how I added performance into that in my blogs. My first blog that I got marked on was a blog that I talked about being how my social anxiety combated against my musical performance. And with the website, I also made an Instagram page where I would post covers that I really enjoyed singing. Along with the website and social media pages, we also had to do a critical evaluation in the form of a presentation. Now, with the website taking 70% of the marks, this took 30% of the marks. So basically, with this presentation, we had to talk about our creative decisions and what our brand was. So this talked about website development, page development, what colours were you using, what did you want people to get out of it, and what your audience was. The last module of the semester was Bootcamp Technical Post-Production. And now this one, if the first one was just talking about how we would use the equipment for filming, this was everything post to that. So everything was about editing. So we talked more about Photoshop, Audition, Premiere Pro and After Effects. For our project this time, me and my friend Adam, we made a short film about social anxiety with a small part of a piece to camera at the end talking about my experience with social anxiety. I enjoyed this one a bit more than our first one just because one, we knew a bit more about what we were doing, and two, with it being a group of two, we were able to split the work evenly. So I edited all of the audio and Adam edited all of the video. And this made everything a lot easier, and we were a lot more in control as well, so we could control the storyline, what we wanted in. Also, in the end, when we made the script, we still had time on the end, which is why we added the piece to camera, because that just pushed us over the threshold of the minimum amount of time. I still really enjoyed it, and I think I might include a photo of what I looked like hiding in a wardrobe. If I've still got that photo, I will show you a photo right here of me hiding in a wardrobe with a camera. It was very uncomfortable, but I really enjoyed it. All in all, I really enjoyed my first year of university, and this is just talking about the modules, not including the friends I made along the way and the connections I developed. And I'm actually really proud of what I've made in my first year, of everything that I made for assessments. Looking back on this year just makes me even more excited for next year, because if this year I was just dipping my toe into the water, I'm going full dive into second year in September, and I'm just excited to see what comes out of it. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you really enjoyed about what I've been talking about, please consider liking and subscribing. I will be talking more about uni life, and if you want to follow me on this journey, just subscribe. I will be trying to release videos weekly of my experience in university. And I think that's it. I'll see you next time. Bye!